Hey, this is the review of the Smith Wesson Ultralight 357 Magnum. This is a great little revolver. First thing before we get playing with it, I already know it's empty because I just emptied it, but I'll show you guys so you don't have to get nervous. All 5 cylinders are empty. This is the AirLite PD 357 Magnum. Also can shoot a 38 special, and this also has the Crimson Tracer grips on it as well, with a little button here on the grip right there that will actuate the laser. You can see that right there. This is a very light gun. If you want the exact specs, I don't have a scale in my hand here, so hop on their website, but I can tell you it's the lightest handgun I own. The 357 pack's just one heck of a punch. It's a pretty big cartridge, especially when you don't have much gun to hold that cartridge back. With it being so light, you really feel all the kick from the gun itself when you're shooting it. This particular design is the hammerless design, or an internal hammer. So I kind of have mixed feelings on that. When you're shooting it, it would be nice to be able to cock it back and shoot it in a single action mode. But for concealment purposes and carrying it, it never gets snagged on anything, so it's really comfy and nice as far as that goes. I know a lot of people tend to think they're gonna, possibly get a little revolver for their wife or sister or mother, because they're traditionally a little bit more simple to operate. You don't have to rack any hard slides on a semi-automatic pistol. And in my opinion, these are kind of more simple weapons. They're really easy to see if they're loaded or unloaded. They're very easy to load or unload. You can also use these little quick loads here. These basically, what you do is you just set this inside the cylinder. So if you're under stress or want to load it quickly, as opposed to loading it one by one, you have these little quick loads, and that just goes right in there. And if you twist it, it'll load all 5 of those in there at once. Let me unload this real quick and I'll show you that one more time. Yeah, you basically just set them in there, and they just go in there kind of loose. And then as soon as you kind of twist this thing right here, you can see how it kind of locks them in there. See how they're all loose, and then that'll lock them in there. And once they're locked in there, they're not going to fall out. Then they're good to go. And then as soon as you were to twist that in the gun, pretend I just put that in the cylinders. As soon as you twist that, it'll drop them all right in the gun. Because generally, revolvers are criticized for being kind of slower to load. You're not obviously putting a big magazine in there with all the all the ammunition's in there. So this will help quicken that process a little bit. So these are pretty easy to carry as well. So you can just have that kind of sitting with your gun or in your bag or whatever you need there if you were to carry this thing for some extra rounds type of thing. So it's kind of a nice little thing to have there. Moving on with this weapon, one little criticism I would give you on these kind of snub-nosed designs. This is pretty similar design to the Rigger as well, but the sights, as you can see, there's just not much to it. Luckily, this one does have kind of the red front sight, so you can get a little bit better acquisition on it. But you can see, kind of looking down the barrel, you almost have to have that pretty well flush with the top there. A lot of people think you got to get kind of towards the end of it like that, but that's not the case with this one. You get really down on it like that, and then it'll shoot nice and straight. It is a very accurate gun, surprisingly, for how short the barrel is and how much kick it has, as long as you can mentally not kind of anticipate and pull down on it as you're shooting it. That's one problem people have with it, but for kind of the role of this gun is general self-defense. It's going to be used primarily in a quick draw situation and pull out and shoot type of thing, which is going to be nice with the laser, because then you can just basically point the laser right at where you're going to shoot and pull the trigger. And it's nice because it is on the grip itself right there, so as you draw the weapon, you are going to have it right there without moving your finger at all. One criticism I will give it, though, is I tend to keep my trigger finger in the home position or up away from the trigger at all times until I'm ready to pull the trigger. I never have my finger in the trigger well. Even on an empty weapon, I just don't feel comfortable ever, touching the trigger unless I have to. And if you do have your finger right there and you go to actuate the laser, your finger will end up blocking it. So you kind of have to train yourself to keep your finger out of the way of the laser. So that's only an issue of training. But at first, when you first grab the weapon, I notice most people kind of tend to block it with their finger. So you just have to remember to keep that away. I've shot numerous 357 Magnums and all sorts of big, powerful handguns, and this one's by far the hardest kicking handgun I've ever shot. So if you are looking for kind of a nice little revolver to shoot, or have a fun little plinking gun, or one for your mom or wife or something to shoot, I would not necessarily recommend this weapon because it does kick so bloody hard with the heavier 357 rounds in it. You can shoot the 38 specials out of here, which do help a little bit, but because it is so light, there's almost just nothing to it. And you feel every little piece of that kick. And I mean, a Desert Eagle's got nothing on this thing as far as kick goes, so it is quite a boomer. But it is a fun gun, and it is a great weapon to have, and to be able to carry it is awesome, just because you never feel it. This thing works really great in an ankle holster, or just to throw in your fanny bag or a little bag like that. Make sure you always carry it with a holster, though. With the revolver, there is no real safety on it, and if you do pull the trigger, it will spin it and pop it. So make sure, however you do carry it, that you always have the trigger protected so you don't do an accidental discharge. This is the Smith Wesson AirLite PD. Let me see if I can get zoomed in here on the brand there. It's a wonderful weapon, great fun gun to shoot if you want to take some pain, and it's always fun to bet your buddies that they can't shoot a box of 357s out of a handgun, because I yet to meet the man that can, because it just hurts too bad. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you have any questions, problems, or anything like that, or want to contact me, feel free to get a hold of me. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks.